Big dance time. I'm Scott Spreitzer. He's Doug Upstone. We are DocSports.com. We got the Clemson Tigers taking on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights on Thursday. Another ACC Big Ten clash. This started out as a big Joes versus pros, not Joes versus bros, but a big Joes versus pros clash with the public on Clemson, the Sharps on Rutgers. But things have settled down a bit. Tickets are basically 50-50 while the Sharp money's still coming in on the Knights. Rutgers gone from a 1-point dog, Doug, to a 1.5-point favorite. Your thoughts on the battle between the Clemson Tigers and Rutgers?
Boy, Scott, to me, this is really a tough one. And as you said, the 50-50 in terms of, what's being bet in terms of tickets right now. I don't know how you really trust either team at various points. They both have some really nice wins, but they also have some head-scratching losses. Now, the Big Ten deserves, I guess, the benefit of the doubt being the stronger conference, and that's where Rutgers is in. In comparable opponents, I'm not saying this is the end-all, the be-all, but in trying to find any edge, both teams were 3-1 straight up and against a spread against comparable opponents. Rutgers won by 5 points per game, Clemson at 8.5, so I guess you can give us a little bit of a nod to Clemson there. But with the one thing I've looked up and found that actually kind of tilted me one way is that when the total is under 130 and Clemson's playing, and in this game, it's the last I saw, Scott, was 126.5. And that one, the Tigers are only 1-8 against the number when the total is, I said, below 130, losing by about 6 points per game. That sounds really good. And I honestly like that. But here's what makes it scary to me, okay? The Scarlet Knights at the free throw line, so if the game's close late, Scarlet Knights shoot 63%, Clemson 76%. I'm going to just go with the smallest of leans with Rutgers, and I'm not real comfortable in saying it. Scott, tell me something different that I don't know about this one.
Well, I'm not going to tell you something you don't know, but you look at the metrics and we see strong, defensive play from both teams all season long. Rutgers 75th in adjusted efficiency on the offensive end. Clemson 99th. Clemson's 153rd in effective field goal percentage. If they don't shut you down on their defensive end, they're going to have a tough time beating teams. They don't really have a Ron Harper Jr., and Rutgers does. And he's got that sweet, sweet jumper, man, talking about Harper Jr. Rutgers isn't going to beat you shooting the three. We do know that, but they can shoot the two. And Clemson has just one player averaging in double digits in scoring on the season. So when I look at Rutgers, they've got a few more outs, if you want to use a poker term, when it comes to scoring on the offensive end. And again, I'm a big Ron Harper Jr. fan, love that jumper. I just think they have enough outs compared to what Clemson has to be able to cover in this very close game and go from a 1-point dog to 1.5-point favorite and then get probably about a 4 or 5 point win. A little bit concerned, like you mentioned, about the free throw shooting, but I'm going to lean towards the Scarlet Knights also in this Big Ten ACC clash. Don't forget, Doug, myself, all the guys over at DocSports.com obviously are heavy into college basketball, NBA, NHL, soccer, all of the above. NASCAR, another NASCAR winner for me last week. Doug, what do you got going this weekend before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, obviously, the number one thing, I'm really excited about the tournament, needless to say, and I've won each of the last 2 years now. That predates me coming to Docs, but so that was good, and 3 out of the last 4. But so I'm really put my record on the line here at Docs, and in the NBA, I know you've been hot, and so have I, Scott. So I guess I'm not going to be just all college basketball this weekend. Looking at some other things that we can cash in on, and I plan on doing it just like you are.
Good stuff. And don't forget about the free $60 account, folks. You can see it at the top of your screen. But what you want to do is click on the link below the video, and then you get yourself set up for that free $60 account. You can use it on any of Doug's daily packages or any of mine or anybody else on the roster at DocSports.com. For Doug Upstone, I'm Scott Spreitzer. Let's put him in the win column. More big dance action at DocSports.com. Check it out.